It's the news that stops heartbeats. You have cancer. In a cancer diagnosis, time is of the essence. Often, treatments need to start right away, and it must be aggressive. For Martin Romberg, every moment before he started treatment felt like a ticking time bomb.
When you get told that you have a cancer, it's like everything collapses underneath you. There's a feeling of there's actually a feeling of immediate hopelessness. It's scary. It's very scary.
Standard X-ray radiation therapy releases a maximum dose of radiation, damaging healthy tissue and organs on the way to the tumor, and again as it passes through the body beyond the tumor.
Yeah, the side effects from standard radiation therapy depend on which part of the body we're treating. So for example, if we're treating a brain tumor, then the normal brain tissue around could be affected, which could affect memory or concentration, or it could also affect some of the other nerves, like the nerves that control the eye or control movements, things of that nature. Treating a tumor down in the lung could affect the normal lung tissue around. Scarring in the lung can cause difficulty with breathing, or it could affect the heart, for example, which could eventually cause a problem like a heart attack.
Unlike traditional X-ray radiation, proton therapy can precisely target tumors, allowing patients to receive higher, more effective doses, reducing damage to healthy tissue surrounding the tumor.
The big advantage of protons, the way that they work that's different than X-rays, is that the protons are charged particles, and when a proton travels through the tissue, it gets attracted by the charges from all the other cells in the body and slows down and stops and gives off all its energy at a certain point.
The most significant benefits of proton therapy compared to standard radiation therapy are reduced risk of damage to healthy tissue, fewer short and long-term side effects, lower incidence of secondary tumors, and improved quality of life.
One of the big advantages of using protons is in children. The children have lots of normally developing tissues. We want those tissues to develop. But if we give standard radiation therapy, then those tissues may not develop as well. An example of that is a tumor that we treat commonly in children that we have to treat the whole brain and spine. And if we do that with standard radiation therapy, the treatment of the spine can affect the heart, the lungs, the esophagus, the kidneys, and a lot of other tissues. With protons, because they go a certain distance and stop, we don't have that effect. For other tumor types like spine tumors, the big advantage is that we can spare the tissues around, and it's very hard to give a high dose to a tumor that's right next to the spine, but that's something that can often be done with proton beam therapy.
Today, Martin is enjoying his life as he did before his diagnosis and says he's grateful for proton therapy.
I truly feel that it is the best therapy that's offered out there. It is the best focused. It is non-invasive. I don't know if I've ever felt more healthy in my life, and that is the honest to God truth.
Only the most advanced cancer treatment centers offer proton therapy. Ask your doctor if you may be a candidate. The CDH Proton Center, a Procure center, is changing what you know about cancer treatment. Conveniently located in the western suburbs of Chicago, this center specializes in proton therapy, a cutting-edge advanced treatment that is minimally invasive and scientifically proven to cause less damage to surrounding healthy tissue, lowering the risk of side effects. The CDH Proton Center, a Procure center, is the only community-based cancer center to offer proton therapy, making this life-saving treatment available to more people. At CDH Proton Center, a Procure center, experienced radiation oncologists and highly skilled medical professionals offer the most cutting-edge radiation treatment available. Here, they treat many types of cancers, including prostate cancer, pediatric cancers, brain tumors, head and neck cancer, lung tumors, GI cancers, eye cancer.
When we found out he had cancer, we were in shock and disbelief. We thought it was some sort of mistake. For me, the proton, it was the best treatment available because of the minimal side effects. And I would have driven across the country if we had to. I've heard all the horror stories about kind of what the regular radiation does to healthy cells, and the fact that this was targeted at his age made it a no-brainer for me. He's still in chemo right now. Went through radiation like a champ. Everything was fine there. He's in school. He's active, playing with Legos all the time. He's pretty normal for a kid who's gone through everything he went through. I would recommend Procure Proton just because of the treatment, the fact that it's targeted, and kind of it's got the best of both worlds. I mean, it's the best thing that you can do, especially for a kid.
I started to read up about different procedures, and that's when I found Proton Therapy. Proton Therapy in the books that I was reading, though, was at distant locations. I didn't think I would have the ability to take the time off and deal with that. But then I found, Central DuPage Hospital in the Procure group here, and I am the happiest guy for it. It was an absolutely wonderful. Honestly, it was. If you can have cancer and a wonderful experience, that's what it was.
Where protons have been used have been in areas where we know they're effective, like in children, in eye tumors, and in prostate cancers. But I think the big improvements are going to be in other areas, like in lung cancers, tumors in the middle of the chest next to the heart, and maybe tumors in the upper abdomen like the pancreas. Those are tumors where we don't do real well with standard treatment, but it seems that with protons we can get the dose in with fewer side effects, and that may allow us to give more treatment, have a better chance of curing those tumors. So that's the research that I'm really excited about that we're embarking on now.
The CDH Proton Center, a Procure Center. Precision therapy, passionate care. Visit us online at procure.com/IL.